We're at Kalashnikov's Moscow offices, where I have in my hand a weapon that's going to become very familiar to the Indian Army not long from now. This is the AK-203 assault rifle, and over 600,000 of these will, in the next few months and a couple of years, will become a standard infantry weapon with the Indian Army. And these weapons, once an order is placed, will start to roll out from a factory in the Korwa village in Amethi. Amethi, of course, the very politically sensitive Amethi, where Smriti Irani is now the Member of Parliament. This was seen as a prestige project for the Modi government. It has been pushed through. It is a factory that happens to be a joint venture between the legendary Kalashnikov of Russia and the Ordnance Factory Board in India. Now, what the Indian Army wants is for this particular weapon, a pretty worthy successor of the old AK-47, to become a standard assault rifle infantry weapon for the infantry units of the Indian Army. One of the special things about this weapon, we're told, is that it has a special capability barrel. It has retrospective compatibility with many of the systems, including the magazines and ammunition of the old AK-47s. Remember, India's Rashtriya Rifles units and infantry regiments are one of the largest users in the world of the Kalashnikov series of rifles. Many different improvements. We're told that even at this particular stage, right before production orders flow in, there are teams flying between India and Russia to fine-tune the configuration of this rifle. Because remember, if over 600,000 of these are going to be produced in India and many more perhaps exported, they need to get it absolutely right. There have been problems with old weapons. The Indian Army is not very happy with the INSAS rifle, so they need to make sure that such a large order and such a large project has all the details absolutely right, because the soldier, the infantry officer, ultimately cannot afford to suffer with such a detailed project being pushed through in this manner. So this is the AK-203, and by the end of July we hear that a request for proposal will be responded to by the joint venture between Kalashnikov and the Ordnance Factory Board, and beyond that, production will actually begin. It's also a very cheap to build rifle, and that's one of the reasons why the Indian Army is able to afford to order them in such large quantities.
Here we have AK-203. It has a folding, adjustable stock. You can change the length depending on the equipment that you use. It's folding, unfolding, unlike AR-15 based weapons, designed by American companies. There is a more ergonomic pistol grip with finger grooves. New safety that is very easy to use, even without any additional training. You see, you can just use your trigger finger to take it off or put it back on. One of the features we can offer with 200 series is an extended capacity magazine, 50 rounds of 7.62x39. One of the main features is the receiver cover with a rail. You can securely mount red dot sights and optics here, and it's very easy to use. It's very reliable, does not require any additional training. In fact, it's easier to use than the original dust cover, because you had to fit it in a little bit, and it took some skill and practice. Here, you don't need any additional skill to disassemble the weapon. Everything else inside is roughly the same. There are 4 rails on the handguard, so you can mount lasers, lights, and other accessories, and a flesh hider. Again, that also works as a compensator. You see the bottom of it is sealed, so the gas goes up and pushes the barrel down. And also, AK-200 series are more accurate than the previous generations. So we think it's really the best modifications you can do to a weapon.